Well, I have had a shitty day. No way to sugarcoat it. Had to put old Richard down, and that was a rough one. He was the family dog. So we got him when my daughter was 6 and my son was 11. So now my daughter's, almost 17, going through driver's ed, and my son's 21. So this was the dog that they grew up with. And yeah, he did not get better overnight. Got a little bit worse, actually. So I made the mistake in the past for letting a dog get too old, and I'll never make that mistake again. But took him down to the emergency clinic, and it turns out he had, as soon as I brought him in there, the doctor, when he was doing the analysis, doc's like, I told the guy, I'm like, hey man, I'm a straight shooter, give me the no bullshit answer. And he said that he was very confident that he had a tumor on either his spleen or his kidneys. He said that he sees it a lot in medium to large breeds, especially in the labs and Siberian Huskies. And he said that he could tell for certain with an ultrasound, but he was pretty confident he knew what he was looking at. So I told him, I'm like, hey, let's just go ahead, do the ultrasound. It's just money, you know. You can always make more money. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Big tumor on his spleen. So in hindsight, kind of makes sense. About like 2 months ago, it seemed like Richard was like really kind of slowing down, like the 3 steps back here on the porch. Like he was like, I could tell his hips were kind of on the way out, and 'cause he was kind of struggling with his back half. Like he wouldn't come down to lick the barbecue grill. Normally like all 3 dogs are just down there just like ravenous, fighting over the barbecue grill every time I fire that thing up. But yeah, he stopped doing that. He'd just sit on the porch and watch. And and then for the last 2 days, like, he wouldn't even eat. He'd eat if you came over with food in your hand and gave it to him. He wouldn't go to the food bowl. Wouldn't go outside to get water. So it was time. So that sucks. But that's part of owning pets. You know, every day when you get home, it doesn't matter how shitty of a day you had. They'll be there, happy. That's what they do. So I feel it's important that when the end is there for them, that you're there. I get it. Some people can't. But every dog I've ever had, when the vet's there giving them the red shot, you just pet them on the head. So let's go for a ride. I need a cigar. We'll go head down to Cigar Savvy. I already know exactly what I want. Gonna get 2 of them. So let's go get this ride on the road. Pets ain't easy, but they're worth it. Should have been a big celebratory weekend too. Getting my endorsement out of the way, but it's okay. You just roll with the hand that fate deals you. Going back to Mike facing up inside the helmet. Wasn't super happy with the sound quality yesterday going down the road. So let's see. Saturday, August 8th, 2026. It's 3:15. And I think the thermometer inside the house said 95. It's not too bad. Got a little bit of a breeze out here. I can see the leaves kind of flapping around. If I had to guess, I'd say probably 5 to 10 mile an hour, maybe. Nice sunny day. Every pet I've ever had are planted around these trees. I figured that the apple trees was a nice place. Cats, dogs, even got a toad, a couple of mice. Mice are fun. Not the ones that just wildly get into your house, but like ones that you actually have in a cage. But I gave old Richard the prime spot right over here. Right over here in the soft dirt, because I live on all rocks. Planted him right next to old Chloe. She deserves soft dirt too. Looks like that bag of debris is still here. Might actually have to do something about that when I get back. Still a little bit smoky outside. Pretty good visibility though. Something's going on at the church. Hopefully it's something good like a wedding. The highway traffic today. Sometimes I think it's a blessing and a curse being the guy that just does anything, can't say no. Be a whole lot easier. Can't do it though. My heart and my head says do it, I gotta do it. No ain't even an option. Can't put it off, can't wait. Face it, do it. That kind of attitude will not bring you happiness. I do sleep good every night though. Never had problems sleeping. lot of folks Sunday driving on a Saturday afternoon. Must be a cop up there. Oh, yep, there it is. Guess it don't matter. If I was in a hurry, I'd have left earlier. coming up quick. Looks like they got the stucco on this set. The last resort. Oh, never mind, it's just the resort. And I am not going all the way down to the mall. Holy cow, last time. With the ratchet strap in the road and wading through 3 different light cycles. No, thank you. I think I'll turn right here on Deschutes. Go 25 miles an hour through a residential neighborhood. So I get the benefit of a green light. man, doesn't look like anybody's open. I can smell cigars. Somebody's open. Okay, I'll be back. All right, got two of my favorites and then something completely different. Okay, let's get home. Ugh, those tar snakes, man, those things are hell. Tar snakes kind of threw me off on my endorsement test yesterday. You know what? Let's go pull into the mall parking lot and see if my microphone accidentally shut off. Go-kart machines. That's cool. It looks like we're recording. Snap that thing back on. know what? Let's go right through the park. I suppose if I had one regret with Richard, it's that he was just a house dog. My previous dog, also Siberian Husky Lab Mix, his name was Nacho, and Nacho went with me everywhere. Every time we go to the park, every time we go do anything. And Nacho just wanted to go out and go do things. And unfortunately, he did that one night, in the middle of the night, and got T-boned in the middle of the road. So I said from that point forward, I wasn't going to have dogs that were out of the yard dogs. And I don't know. Maybe it ain't the right call. I don't know. Richard wouldn't even leave the yard. Leave the gate open, he'd just sit there. The other two dogs are on those fence collars, so they can't get out. Well, not without catching a couple thousand bolts right in the jugular. Porsche Macan. Oh, I said I wasn't going to sit here at this light. Boo. Maybe it's just the left-hand light that sucks. Seems like a lot of people have problems navigating this interchange. Seems like the signs were pretty self-explanatory. Rattlesnake Mountain Brewing Company. See, that's what I need. Go home and get a cigar and a beer. Sit up on the porch. Getting their puppies out for a walk. Ourselves a little scooter up here. Good to see people down here at the park, fishing, swimming, barbecuing. Work so many hours I don't even make time for that stuff anymore. I think one of the worst habits people can get into is just working all the time. Doing an outage at Energy Northwest, working 612s. I mean, it may be good for your bank, but it ain't good for you. Good for the government, because they take more taxes. That's a bad habit to get into and a hard one to break. Can't make more time. Live next to 3 rivers and I haven't even been in one of them in about a decade. Guess that's part of the reason why I picked up this bike this spring. Just get out and do something. So easy to just get into that daily grind. Go to work, work too many hours, come home too tired to do anything. Day after day after day. I don't regret it, but I wonder what it'd be like if I did things differently. People out on those boats probably ain't got their house paid off, their cars paid off, their credit card bills at 0. But they look happy. I think it all changed when my kids were big enough that they didn't go play on the playgrounds anymore. Guy's got himself a mini bike. A nice old bug. Spicy Delight Gourmet Popcorn. Actually sounds good. Well, my fuel light ain't on yet, but might as well get some while I'm here. It is a little breezier out here. This is maybe like 15-mile-an-hour wind. 1.1 gallons. That's all she takes. Guess I'd only gone like 40 miles. I just don't want to have to stop during the work week. Pick up fuel either to or from work. Got some old kids over here eyeballing me. Little kids always like the Harley. Up a little bit. Pick up the bag of garbage. Really kind of hate cleaning up other people's crap. But it does not look like anybody else is going to do it. You can see both the other pups are out here on the porch. Typically they'd be inside when it's hot. They're out here wondering where their old buddy's at. Jackie, the little black pit bull, she basically sleeps on him like a pillow every night. Or slept on him like a pillow, I should say. Alright. Nice little ride, clear my head, get some things off my chest. Now I gotta start thinking about what to do for dinner, and I ain't even hungry. Alright, well, I'm gonna go get that garbage. Talk to the wife. See if we actually want to cook up those T-bones that we got. I don't know. T-bones kind of feels like a celebratory meal. I don't think today's the day. Go with something a little bit more low-key. You all have a great evening.